me, Mikey Pipes. Thanks for tuning in. Happy New Year's, by the way. Happy New Year's. 2022 is going to be an amazing, amazing, epic year. And God willing, we're going to have a 50,000 subscriber pool party in a warm and tropical locale. But until then, we'll slow and steady wins the race. In this service call, we replaced the Burnham SIN6 gas-fired boiler just days prior. As an emergency, homeowner accidentally flooded out the system, and thus, the boiler was replaced. The next day, homeowner is complaining there's a musty smell in the house, which is expected. And she's worried, is the house going to blow up? Or I'm like, come on, it's a smell. It's not going to blow up. But what happens when you have an open one-pipe steam system that normally just carries steam or nothing or air when the system is off? When when it's subject to the trauma of pressurized water, pressure, right? You stir up all that crap inside those pipes, inside those cast iron radiators. And, back in the days, that's the reason why the dead men of steam built two-pipe steam systems. So with all that being said, let's go to the steam boiler. Back at the emergency steam boiler job. And let's take a look at the water quality. This is bucket number 2. And as you can tell, it's no longer lime green. So I'm not messing around. I got my Milwaukee M18 transfer pump. We're going to fill up the boiler several times. I want to flush it out. What's happening here is that you haven't hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, do it now. Please take a split second, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Let's grow this channel to the moon and beyond, just like Dogecoin. But all kidding aside, what's happening here and what happened here is we had, an excess of 75, maybe 100 gallons of water in an open steam system in piping, as you can see. Piping, right? All throughout the basement, and the risers going to all the radiators on the first and second floor. All this water and pressure, right? The volume of water and the pressure, right? Stirred up all of the decaying pipe, the fragments of metal and all that nasty stuff, right? Stirred all that stuff up, and every time the boiler cycles, we're stirring that up, and it's bringing it, and all that junk is coming back to the boiler. So now here we are, Thursday, December 30th. We were here on Monday for the emergency installation to replace this wildebeest. Right? See this wildebeest? See that? The weight of the water in the piping and in the cast iron radiators, right, accelerated the death of this wildebeest, right? But see all this? This is old ductboard for the air conditioning system, right? And all these ducts, right? They had to cut, soaked with water. I gotta replace it all of it, right? We have to replace all of the ductwork and all the steam piping. You see, all of it. Look at that. See that? It's like a saddle valve. Wow, that's a good one. All right, and here's our end of the line. And there's no steam main there. I don't know if you can see that. And it drops down, and this is one end, which goes there. So here's our wet return coming back here, right? Which was filled with water, by the way. And this is not technically a wet return. This is a dry return because we are above the height of the boiler. See that? It's less likely to clog. See that? Then it goes down. But this was filled with water as well. All right, and we were up to the second floor. So you have all of that nasty stuff inside the pipes, the 2-inch mains, and the 1.25 and 1-inch risers, branches, on each radiator, and the radiator is full. And
we don't have to worry about skimming here. We got to worry about just flushing out the boiler now to get rid of all that crap in the bottom of the boiler. And that is why the homeowner is complaining about the smell. There's a smell coming from the radiator, and she's worried for her safety and her kid's safety. I'm like, listen, ma'am, it's normal. It's normal. After what happened to the system, you basically traumatized the system, right? It got into a horrible car accident, and it just came out of ICU, and now we have to give it some transfusions, which is what we're going to do right now. So I have a little hose, laundry hose hooked up to my Milwaukee M18 transfer pump. We're going to take this hose, right, my garden hose, which is 50 feet long, and we're going to bring this outside. Okay. Oh, I knew I got stuck on something. The old boiler, the Earl Burler. Now, I have the automatic feeder in the truck. We're not going to do that today. It's only 10:35, 10:30. I don't want to do it today. We'll do it next week. Let's fill up the boiler. All right. And we're going to get this up high again. We're going to flush this out a few times. And many of you have asked me, oh, Mikey Pipes, your Hartford loop T is too high. No, it's dead center of the pipe, of the sight glass. Sorry, guys, you can't get me. All right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with this boiler piping. This is a work of art. And I don't like generally to pat myself in the back, but this is perfect. 24 inches from there to there, it is dead perfect. So we're going to fill up the boiler several times. I have my cap disconnected from the skim port. Let me just, because I'm going to pour my Surgex down here when we're done flushing it. And we're going to let this run for several cycles until that's clear. And note to self, make sure you open valve before you turn pump on. All right, we're going to let this drain down several times. I want to get that water as clear as possible, and then we're going to retreat it with the Surgex. All right, I am on the third drain and refill, and we're starting to refill again. I don't know if you can see that, but it's getting clear. Now, for this next couple times I do this now, I'm going to fill it to basically to the top. I don't want to fill up the pigtail up, but I want to get up there to a few inches above the top of the sight glass. And then I'm going to take my hose, right, which is coming from the valve, and I'm going to go to the bottom here, which this is just full of cocky. See that? And then we're going to suck all the crap out of here by using the weight of the water that's in the boiler from above the Hartford loop, right, down. And hopefully we'll be able to get it nice and clean. Hopefully, that's the plan. All right, I'm still letting that run while we're filling up the boiler, but this gives me an opportunity to take some measurements. I have a plethora of flex down here. It's all cut up. It's all going to get replaced. I got to take measurements to create a new plenum, because this ductboard is shot, right? This is old ductboard. See that? It's old ductboard, and it's all got to go. This was not clean water, fresh water that infiltrated everything. This is dirty boiler water, and it has to go, which also means that the insulation inside the air handler has to go. And you don't replace insulation inside of an air handler, you replace the whole air handler. And it's also sitting on a wood box. The wood box has to go as well, right? So you see where this is all going? Another. Right? So yes, we have all the flex duct to replace. We have the plenum to replace. Now the air handler followed by the condenser outside, and then the line set, because R22, and just dominoes. So, and I know you guys are thinking oh, Mikey Pipes, it's like Christmas Day for you, right? It's like you won the lotto, right? Like, all right, yeah, whatever. I was going to get the job anyway, All right, let's go back to the boiler. All right, so my boiler is full of water, hooked up to the drain at the wet return there. And we're going to let this drain completely. And then I'm going to take the hose, bring it back to the other side of the boiler, fill her up, throw in my Surgex. In case you guys don't know, this is what it is. Surgex, steam boiler treatment. This little bottle made by Rector Seal. It's great stuff. I put this on in every single steam boiler install. Right there during install, we dump that into the boiler, and it helps give us drier steam, because that is what we want. Drier steam. If you guys don't know, check out heatinghelp.com, read some books on Dan Hollahan, and further yourself with knowledge. Don't spit out just fake nonsense like you think you know everything. Okay, and now I'm going to bring this to the other side of the boiler. See how it's clean now? I'm going to bring this back to the other side of the boiler and finish draining down the rest, and then add our surge. And just one more, just to knock myself out and feel a little bit better. We'll just give it a halfway, just to really give it a good little rinse. You know, I have everything here hooked up. The only thing I don't have is a battery. It's fully charged because this one's only got 1 bar left, but we should be all right. So I'm just gonna fill it up halfway, drain and pump it away, and then dump my Surgex down there, flush it out with some water from the tap, and then put the cap back on. Now, Surgex. Try to do this one-handed. All right. I'm just going to take our Surgex and pour it down there. All right. It's empty. Now I'm going to take my water bottle. All right. Now we're going to take the water bottle. And we're just going to flush all that down into the boiler. See how it's green there now? Now, see, it all made its way into the boiler. Okay, look inside that boiler. Okay, we'll put the cap back on. We're refilling it, as you can see. Now we have a nice lime green color to the water, and that's the additive reacting with the water. And it gives us that color. When the additive stops working or is not effective anymore, it's going to turn red. Right? It's going to then turn dark red, and then it's going to turn black and brown like we've seen. All right, so we're at about halfway. I like to go almost 3/4 full on the side class, and we are right about there, like 5/8 full. All right, and we're going to make sure that our pressure control is back to where we set it to. Yep, a little under 2 and 0.5 differential. We're going to put the boiler back into service. We're going to go to the thermostat, and we're going to let her just fire up and make sure that there's no leaks, at the cap that I removed and then resecured. All right, guys and gals. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you got something out of it. And just want to clarify that, again, if your steam boiler gets flooded with excess water, generally won't have a smell coming from the radiators. Generally won't. But if you do, you may need to treat the boiler several times. And there are other products like Surgex that you can use. I happen to like Surgex the best because it's compact in a little container. And that's just my 2 cents. All right, guys. It's been a great 2021, and from the bottom of my heart, I really have to sincerely thank every single one of you, all 27,000 and change subscribers. It's amazing. We started 2021 with, I think, 5,000 or 6,000 subscribers, and wow, impressive, very impressive. So thank you. Just pulled up to the shop. I got a letter from All American HVAC Services in Harwood, Maryland. Let's see what he wrote. This is just awesome. It's a nice check. Nice dollar amount too, by the way. Very nice. Mikey, enjoyed... Oh, that's right. I spoke to him on the phone. Enjoyed speaking with you yesterday. Your YouTube videos are always well done and informative. I've been in HVAC for many years, and I still don't know everything. You're right. We learn something new every day. Technology is moving faster than we can keep up. Always keep learning. And he would like some Bosch, Let's Go Bosch t-shirts. And like a sticker too. And at the end, let's go Brandon. That's right. Let's go Bosch, baby. Let's go Bosch. Let's go Bosch. Thank you so much. Really appreciate. I have a whole door in my office of just letters that I've gotten from the community. And I didn't have that door on January 1st, 2021, right? The door was just a regular door. A year later, 365 days later, this door is now, it's amazing. It's breathtaking. It really is. It's amazing. And hopefully the wall adjacent to it will carry over, because I really do absolutely love getting the feedback. And I just put the letters that come in the mail. Forget about the emails. I get at least, not exaggerating, 3 or 4 emails a week from people, the members in the community watching, and whether they're just getting into the trades, they were motivated to get into trades because of the channel, or they stuck with the trades because they started to watch the channel, or even the older guys who've been in the trades for a while and they're like, yeah, Mikey, you know what? I've been doing it too, and hang in there, and thank you. So, from my family to you, thank you. Thank you for making 2021 amazing. I can only imagine what 2022 is going to bring. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Mikey Pipes, signing off. Be well, God bless, stay safe.